I'm like the basketball players. I injured my knee, but I'm not like AD. I actually injured myself, but that's neither
No, what
here
had
nor
happened
there.
was I caught him with the ta ta
Not true.
ta,
Not
and I
true.
just saw it. His knee was just. I was like, oh my god.
It's just not true. Anyway, we are back with episode 15. And since we stopped, I think we didn't cover the rest of the second round. So I mean, some of our viewers who don't know, Milwaukee ended up beating Brooklyn
In 7.
in seven, which was a big surprise. I mean, Brooklyn was definitely the favorite from the get go all year. Um, I think we covered the Phoenix sweep.
Yeah, that shit was over in like 2 days.
Uh, the Clippers
The Clippers. I
came
don't think they
back,
finished
won
the
four in a
Clippers.
row
Yup.
against Utah.
Yup.
Without, I mean, Kawhi got hurt, and they won the last two games without him,
Mm-hmm.
and missing one.
And
Atlanta
Chris Paul got COVID.
and Chris Paul got COVID, and Atlanta moved on against Philly in seven. So
Bum ass Ben.
a lot has happened. So last night, Atlanta and Milwaukee played in the Eastern Conference Final,
Game
game
one.
one,
Game one.
and Atlanta took it.
Yes, he did.
I love the way they just play. Atlanta doesn't matter what their matchups are, what team they're playing. They play the same type of basketball every game, which is actually really good for them because it just makes them consistent. They have a little bit of problems on offense sometimes when they're just chucking up threes, but if they stay centered and keep doing what they're doing under Nate McMillan, who I really love, I think he's one of the better coaches in the league right now. I mean, I think they could win this series. For all my bettors out there, I put a good amount of money on them last night. Made a good amount of money. Pretty happy about that. Um,
So you think Milwaukee's in trouble?
I think Milwaukee's in trouble because I'll just name a few reasons why. I mean, Atlanta's playing great basketball,
They are.
and the big thing that I'm seeing is Milwaukee still has the tendency to shoot a lot of 3 pointers when they don't have to. Because Giannis could have had 50 last night, all 2 pointers in the paint. Because every time he got to the paint, he was scoring with ease. But they just forgot how easy it was to score in the paint and started chucking up some threes, which they didn't shoot well. And then the Chris Middleton factor comes in again. Chris Middleton went 6 of 23. Again, I think he already had that stat line against Brooklyn.
Yeah, whenever you played well, they won.
Yeah.
Like every time.
And they actually got a good performance out of Drew Holiday last night.
They
Pretty good performance.
Finally.
And they still lost. So yeah, I mean, unless they make adjustments, I think they're in trouble. I hope they make their adjustments to. I mean, I want Atlanta to win, but just if you want Milwaukee to win, I hope they make their adjustments. Um, but yeah, they're in trouble. I don't like the way they go about things. Like it's so nonchalant sometimes. Like if they probably would have played like this the whole series against Brooklyn, but I mean, their guys got injured, so they got lucky, I guess. But
they did.
They are in trouble.
I don't think so. I have to disagree with you. Trae Young had damn near 50. He had 48 and 11 assists, and they only won by 3. So that's kind of a positive. Atlanta did look really good, though. Like, all bullshit, they look good. I can't lie. But I still like Milwaukee to win in 5. Chris Middleton shot 6 for 23. Drew Holiday finally came. You good?
Yeah.
Drew Holiday finally came out and had a good performance. Now, will he get you 35 or 33 wherever he got you last night? Probably not. But if he could just be an efficient 22, and Chris Middleton could be an efficient 22, and Giannis could be whatever Giannis is, I would still like my chances. And PJ Tucker has to
he has Trae Young on him.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we know he's not a post-up player
or scorer,
but like you gotta abuse that.
I mean,
because even if you can't score, that should be a foul 9 times out of 10.
It'll be a foul, and he probably will score. I mean, and they probably will have to send doubles, which opens up their shooting. Yeah. But I will say one thing. You said that Trae had 48, blah, blah, blah. But I actually think that it wasn't okay for Milwaukee because it was a really efficient, easy 48 points.
I mean, the fourth quarter,
it's not like he got hot or anything. He was just
taking what they gave him.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I think earlier in the first half, he was trying to make him into a scorer and trying to make them beat him by scoring. beat
They
Milwaukee
lost
by
track
scoring.
of that too.
And then low key, because he had 30 in the first half. So, I mean, he had 18 in the second half, which is very good.
Yeah, 18 still pretty good.
Yeah, but it's not 30. So, I mean, I think, and then in the second half, he went into halftime with 3 assists. He ended the game with 11. So, I think they tried to adjust and try to make him pass more. And it wasn't working. And if Milwaukee and if Atlanta, Trae Young, I saw in the fourth quarter, they kind of tried to play hero ball a little bit and have Trae Young pull up from half court on 3 separate occasions. He went 1 for 7 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but the damage was already kind of done. But
I gotta give it to Atlanta. I mean, they go on spurts, and then they also have droughts during the game where they struggle. But when they go down 8-9 points, and it's like, oh, Milwaukee's about to win, or whoever they're playing, they always come back and make it a game.
Definition of a game of runs. Because they both went on like really good run. And Brent Forbes has to play too. Because I mean,
I saw Jeff T in there.
Because you could get away with that, like, because they play Lou Williams too. So I mean, he could definitely play.
Lou Williams is not the same.
He's not the same, but he's out there, so Brent Forbes can actually like match up with somebody.
Yeah, I mean, 100%. And
so
I mean, it's basically
he's their best pure three-point shooter, and he's not playing. And he didn't play him last series. But I mean, I think Budenholzer has to play him more.
Yeah, 100%.
He has to play him more.
He's a sniper, so I mean.
He is a sniper. Like, he was shooting like 60% from 3 at one point. I think in the first round, he was shooting like 50% from 3. Yeah. So, I mean, he definitely has to play more.
They got to play him. They got to make their adjustments.
But I don't think Milwaukee's going to lose because, I mean, but I liked what I saw from Giannis on the bench saying he shimmied on us, bro. Like, I thought they were going to come back and win. Like, he actually was, like, pissed, and I like that, bro.
For people
because that's, like, the first time I've actually seen Giannis do that. And he was like, come on, like.
That's true.
So I think that energy is going to carry over into game 2 because after that, Trae Young didn't shoot well after that.
That's the scary part, though. They
found
a way to win.
I mean, it's kind of – I mean, I guess. But, I mean, I'm just looking at they shot, like, 6 for 26 on threes. Milwaukee doesn't do that. I'm looking at Middleton going 6 for 23. He's not doing that. If Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday were to switch, like, roles or switch stats, Milwaukee would have won that game.
Yeah, 100%.
So, I mean – and that's what I'm kind of anticipating. So – but Trae Young's doing it. He's doing it. I can't take him away from
all of Atlanta.
He's doing it. John Collins is doing it.
Herter's doing it. Coach McMillan.
Coach McMillan is one of the best coaches we have in this league. In the league.
I mean, Capella didn't play great last night, but he had 19 rebounds.
He did it.
So.
But he had a Clint Capella type game though. Yeah, so I mean, it was kind of. And then and even going back to Nate McMillan, remember in Indiana they blamed him for losing the.
Yeah, both of us were confused why they got rid of him.
Okay. Now you see what he's doing now.
Yeah. That was one of the craziest moves. That it was so unexpected.
It was.
I mean, he was consistently bringing them to like 4 or 5 seed.
Consistently
for the 2 or 3 years. Not a great team.
Yeah, Victor Oladipo was their best player that one year, and then he was hurt the year after. They got Sabonis. They still made the playoffs, and they just lost because teams were better than them, obviously.
And Atlanta hired him halfway through the season, which is even crazier to think.
Atlanta did. They have I think they're up. I think they've won 16 more games than they've lost since he's been there as a coach. I think I saw it somewhere. I can't remember off the top of my head.
It's not too often you see a team that was an 11th seed at All-Star break hires a new coach mid-season. That's normally like a tank.
Yeah.
Now they're in the conference finals.
Yeah. And that's
great for all of them.
They're playing great. They are playing great. Now, with that being said, the run Trae Young's been making, the impact he's making, definitely probably the MVP right now for both, like in just the Eastern Conference team. He's probably the MVP because I mean, without him, they'd be nowhere. And you can make a case for the playoffs right now. He's the MVP. So
you can make a case for that.
So I mean, does this run make him a top 5 point guard in the league?
I don't think so. I mean, I like the run they're having. I think the media. I mean, I hate the media so much because they blow so many things out of proportion. That's one of the reasons why we started this podcast, because we like to keep it like real and maintain what actually happened on the basketball court. If I had to list, not in a row, but Steph, Kyrie, Chris Paul, Russ, Doncic. Like, and now they're questioning. I mean, I love Trey Young. I love the way he's playing. I love the way he fits on
No,
Atlanta.
yeah, my list is kind of the same because it's kind of like Steph, Dame, Harden, Kyrie,
I forgot about Dame.
whoever you want to put Harden or Kyrie as whatever point
Yeah,
guard,
it doesn't matter.
whatever that is. Luka, CP3,
They're starting to try to like make arguments.
He's definitely
Is Trey better than Luka?
I don't think he's
not.
I wouldn't say they're saying he's better. I think they're just saying the trade wasn't like lopsided.
And they're also saying I saw a lot of things about Trey's better than Kyrie Irving because Kyrie never led a team. Like, bro, stop. He's not better than Kyrie Irving.
Skill for skill wise, definitely not. No. But like, in terms of like,
I mean, they have a great team around them. Like, they don't have a lot of talent, but they just all play so well together.
And then honestly, I mean, that's not so far out the case. Out of time, we all know Kyrie Irving's a better basketball player.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, but for that specific team, I think Trey Young's better. I don't think Kyrie. I don't think Kyrie wouldn't have gotten him to the conference finals.
No, probably not.
So I mean that argument.
It's the way they fit.
That argument's kind of.
But he's not my top 5, but I want to say that he's definitely a superstar now.
For sure, he got his team to a conference finals.
He is the main guy on.
He's a superstar.
A conference final team who's just playing better basketball than most other teams right now.
Yeah, Atlanta's playing just as good as anybody right now. So I mean, that's basically. But he's definitely on his way.
I'd love to see Atlanta, Phoenix.
He's definitely on. I mean, Phoenix would sweep them.
I mean, you said Milwaukee was going to sweep Atlanta.
I said 5. I didn't say sweep.
You said 4 or 5.
4 or 5. So they got to win 4 straight. I said I'd be surprised if they win more than 2, and then I should say, you know what, I'll give them a game because I thought they were going to win in Atlanta.
Right now, I like Milwaukee in 7, but I'm never going to doubt Atlanta. Like the way they just play basketball consistently is definitely a major factor in what the series could turn out to be. I will say they do have to shoot better because once Milwaukee finally figures out their interior game, they're going to have to put up points, and pick and roll won't work every time, even though it has been.
I don't get how I don't understand how NBA players and coaches can't figure out how to stop a pick and roll.
No, yeah, it doesn't make much sense. I think it's just because like the amount of spacing on the floor nowadays. Everyone's a shooter.
Literally, when you're doing a pick and roll, it's literally a 2-on-2. It's literally like you're literally just playing 2-on-2.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand.
I don't get it. I mean, the whole
either switch right away or trap.
I mean, Trey Young is using it with John Collins. Chris Paul is using it with whoever. Devin Booker's using it with whoever.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, how can they not?
Everybody's using the high pick and roll.
Yeah, but I understand these players are very lethal, but at the same time, switch or just trap the ball. That literally eliminates the whole point of the screen. That eliminates the roller. You just trap because it takes extra time to throw it. I don't understand why they just don't trap. They're literally letting him set the screen.
No, yeah, it's.
I don't understand.
That has to be a trap right away.
It has to be a trap.
And then if he gets the ball over, let's say he'll get it over 75% of the time. That 25%, there's going to be a turnover or a pass to the side.
It has to be a trap. Like I'm just thinking, John Collins is a good 3-point shooter, but I am fine leaving him.
You got to live with it.
Like I'm fine leaving him. Even guys like Hoarder, whatever his name is. He's a good shooter, but I would live with that.
His mid-range game is so sweet to watch.
It's not even like his mid-range. It's like everywhere in the paint, like the far paint, like right underneath the foul line.
Yeah, it's so smooth.
That's another point. You're letting these guys you're letting Kevin Huerter get to his spot. Like, and you're letting Gallinari get to his spot.
I don't, if I'm the Hawks, I don't want them to play Gallinari as much anymore because he's just not,
he doesn't
fit. He
didn't hurt them.
But he will, though. There was times where he should have last night, but the Bucks just did not capitalize.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I mean, I'm still pretty confident the Bucks win in 5.
Well, I'm a little nervous for the Bucks if you can have Solomon Hill playing 20 minutes, 23 minutes, and actually be effective.
That's it. I mean, I still
Milwaukee should have great defense against Atlanta. The matchups are beautifully in their favor.
But I would actually agree with Charles on that. I would actually agree with Charles in saying like put Giannis at 5.
Yeah, but I was saying, I mean, even if you put Giannis at 5, that just brings Giannis out.
Not really. Capella can't shoot. John Collins isn't that great of a three-point
It's
shooter.
gonna be John Collins.
He's a good shooter.
No, but he has to come up to protect that screen.
Yeah, but I will live with that.
So it also just opens up for more cutters and the paint.
Not really, because Drew Holiday is actually Drew Holiday's a good post defender.
He is a very good post defender, but he did get diced up last
night. And that should be a trap. Well, yeah, I mean, Trae Young was on fire. But, I mean, I'm just talking about they got to put Giannis at 5.
I mean, there was times last night when he was at 5.
Yeah, and I feel like that's when they went on their runs. Like, he got to be at 5. He has to be at 5.
We'll see. I just think
Brooke Lopez can't play anymore.
I just think the main thing about Atlanta, which really intrigues me and which really makes me want to root for them, it just doesn't matter who they're playing. They're gonna do it to every single person. Giannis could guard anybody. They're gonna go at him anyway.
But I like Giannis guarding Trae Young. I mean, in a pick and roll, not for the whole game, but like in a pick and roll. I like
low key. I like Giannis to guard Trae Young the whole game.
And he's long enough to actually. He's one of those guys like Anthony Davis and Kevin Garnett that could guard the screener and the actual person.
Yeah, and he's faster than them too.
So that's what I'm saying. So he has to be at 5. Brooke Lopez cannot play in this series. Connaughton should not be in the fourth quarter.
I don't know what that was about.
Connaughton should not. That's why they lost. Connaughton should not be in the fourth quarter. And
if they want to, they could put Portis at 5.
They can, I forgot about Bobby Portis.
He came in and played really well.
He shouldn't start, but like he should play more minutes than Connaughton.
Yeah.
That was a disgrace of a coaching job.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
That was a disgrace of a coaching job.
I didn't really understand it.
It was horrible. It was so bad. It was so bad for Milwaukee. Budenholzer got to go.
I can't say that yet.
Budenholzer got to go.
He's in the conference final.
I don't care where he's at.
And if he makes it to the finals.
I don't care where he's at. He played an injured Nets team. They don't get there if they're not injured. So whatever happens with them,
we can't say.
I can say that easily. I can't
hate the guy for making it to the conference.
I can hate the guy for making the conference.
And if he makes the finals, then I mean technically
even if he did, Atlanta is necessarily not supposed to win this series. So they kind of did what they were supposed to do. So I mean, it was the Nets not hurt. If the Nets don't get hurt, that doesn't happen. He's gone. Like nothing changed. They just got fortunate to play an injured Nets team. He was going to get fired.
He was going
to get fired. To me, I don't put any weight on that win for Milwaukee to beat the Nets. I don't really care about that.
But if they make the finals, they make the finals.
I don't care. You've seen it where coaches get fired after going on good playoff runs because they know that playoff run doesn't mean anything. This right here will probably be the easiest road to a championship for any team. By far.
To get to the finals.
The finals will be even if it's the Milwaukee and the Suns. Any other thing because I'm betting on Kawhi. Because I'm betting on Kawhi not getting hurt.
Yeah,
I don't think he's gonna being out. Yeah, that's what I'm. But obviously, if he's there, that makes it even.
I mean, if he's missing Game 3, there's no way that he's gonna come back and play.
The finals will be even. I'm talking about people want to talk about LeBron when he was in the East going to the finals every year. This going to the finals was the easiest just because of the situation. Milwaukee played Miami in the first round. I don't know what happened to them.
No, yeah, they didn't look good at all.
They played Nets in the second round, 2-2. Kyrie hurts 2-1. Kyrie hurt his ankle in game 4. Harden comes back in game 5, is about 20% of himself. So you're playing with Kevin Durant. Actually, Kevin Durant, those last 3 games were playing 3-on-5. Every game.
3-on-5, who were the other 2?
Jeff Green and Blake. True. Everybody else he was playing 3-on-5 for 3 games. Joe Harris was nowhere to be found. No, I saw Joe Harris's face on a milk carton.
Did you see?
I saw him. He should be in Shanghai with Ben.
Did you see the stat? It was in the last 23 attempts. Ben and Joe Harris are both 5 of 23.
Yeah, I said that stat, but he was playing by himself. So Milwaukee did what they were supposed to do. And Budenholzer should still be fired. He should still be fired.
We will see.
He should still be fired. especially with guys with Rick Carlisle just went to Indiana, which is
That caught me
very
off guard
surprising.
too. Rick
He used to
Carlisle
coach
is now
Indiana
in
though.
Indiana.
Maybe he liked the actual state, but I
It's
don't
possible.
know.
I don't
He
know.
coached Indiana, and then I don't know. They got to do something. Milwaukee got to get rid of their coach. I think they should still win this series, but they got to get rid of their coach. He's the only reason why they don't win.
I wouldn't say the only reason. I mean, their team.
And Giannis's past struggles, but he's playing good this year, so I can't really say it. Everything else, his substitutions and just the way he does things is very. They almost lost to Kevin Durant.
Straight up.
Like they actually almost took him. If he was a size 13, it's a win.
Size 16.
Or whatever. I don't know how big his foot is.
They said his shoe was a size 18.
So if he's a size 16 and a half, they're going home. Basically.
That's crazy to think about, honestly. But anyway, we'll move on. The Clippers, Western Conference Finals against the Suns. The Clippers in the first 2 rounds went down 0-2, came back to win both times. First series in 7 against Dallas, second series in 6 against Utah, which was really disappointing to me because I had really high hopes for Utah.
I told you that Utah wasn't going to do that.
But anyway, they are down 0-2 again to now Phoenix. I think Phoenix is a little bit of a different beast than those other teams. I also think that Phoenix I know that Phoenix did not have Chris Paul the first 2 games, and they're still down 0-2. And that's really, really bad for them because, I mean, they got to take one without Chris Paul. I mean,
they had the chance.
Pretty much they had the chance. They fucked up.
Pandemic P!
Not even that, just the defense. They let a screen go to an alley-oop. It was really
typical Clippers fashion.
It was typical Clippers fashion.
Typical Clippers fashion.
The question would be, can
Paul
the Clippers come back?
And for the viewers at home, I said Paul George was going to miss both free throws.
He did, but I mean, anyone could have said that.
Nobody wanted to believe.
I said he's going to miss one.
I said he's missing both. I saw it in his eyes.
But anyway.
I saw it in his eyes.
The question would be,
I said, what's that clapping sound? It was Paul George shaking.
He did look a little nervous. I don't know why.
He looked.
Free throws.
Way off P.
Technically, then all you have to do is make one.
After he actually had a really good fourth quarter.
I mean, he hit the go-ahead bucket.
He actually had just a simple fact that he fooled you with the thing he was doing with that game.
He did.
Just did my part. I went to sleep with a smile on my face. But anyway.
Quick question.
Back to the point.
So the real question would be.
Yeah.
Can the Clippers do it again without Kawhi this time?
No, because Kawhi's not there.
But I actually have a personal question. Do I take Phoenix tonight?
For your betting?
Yeah. Because I think I'm going to do one more.
Rio's tough.
I know, but
Chris Paul's back?
They did it.
Definitely.
Is it definitely, though?
I would say. I think Paul George is done.
I think so, too, but this motherfucker Reggie Jackson will sit his ass down. Oh, my God, Reggie Jackson. Shout out to Reggie Jackson for just balling the fuck up.
Their best player right now.
No, I mean, Paul George is, but.
The best clutch player right now.
Reggie has been clutch. I don't know what got into him. Him and Cameron Payne out of nowhere.
Cameron Payne?
Wandong Tigers or whatever the fuck that shit is so funny to me. I can't. But to answer my own question, I don't think the Clippers are going to be able to come back from 0-2. I think the series is over in 5. I just don't want to choose. If I'm betting, I don't want to choose that one game that they win.
3-0, 1-0 is kind of tough. But I think Chris Paul's back. I want to see how he comes back.
I would also. I mean, Devin Booker is now in a mask, so everybody knows how players play with a mask on, especially when they have that killer instinct.
It actually is funny too, because I mean we're gonna get into it next.
Can we get into some Beverly talk too? Because I just want to speak my mind on Beverly.
What's up? Go ahead.
Where do I start, bro? We're watching the game. This motherfucker Pat Beverly, great defender, is out there just running around, like Russ said, acting like he's doing something.
He always does that one.
He's over-aggressive. He always does have that one clutch. But anyway, he's over-aggressive. He's out there to hurt people. Every freaking game, he's out there to hurt people.
He's not out there to hurt people.
He's out there to hurt people. The amount – and this guy, he trash talks like he's something special. And
that's how you got to
he doesn't understand. When he's trash talking Devin Booker's going to give you 40 the more you talk. Like he's the type of like he should not be on the floor for the Clippers at all.
He should definitely be out there.
No, he should not this series. It's not working because they're scoring on him like religiously.
Devin Booker went 5 for 16 or 5 for 20.
The first game when Beverly was on him, he got cooked.
That was all high pick and roll.
And
stuff.
The game winner. Well, not the game
winner. In fairness, I mean, it's not like Booker took Beverly one-on-one.
The shot before Paul George made his. Booker, I mean, just took him. He's too small, rose up.
By the way, Joey thought they were going to win game 2. That's why he's kind of in his
no. I'm in my bag about Beverly.
Yeah, because he kind of...
I always hated Beverly because he took out my boy, and now I look like my boy. By the way, I didn't think I specified the hiatus from the podcast, the meniscus. I went too much.
I know what the he was done.
Oh, we did talk about that.
Ooh, what?
Nah, I went up for a rebound, came down, and that shit was bad. But we will be better eventually. But yeah, this motherfucker, Pat Beverly. Can we just stop saying his name at this point?
You brought it up. You wanted to talk about Pat Beverly.
I want to talk about it to end it. I want to talk about it to end it. Let's stop. Let's get out. He should not be.
I will say this.
He shouldn't be on Instagram. He shouldn't be talking on sports shows. This guy is a bum, and he just makes it look like he's playing defense, but he doesn't.
But
he doesn't.
I respect Pat Bev. Like I would love to have him on my team. I'm not gonna lie. I would love to have Pat Bev on my team.
He's just annoying.
He's annoying as hell, but I mean, he's not supposed to be nice to you. So I mean, if you're going against him. So, I mean, it's got to – now, do I agree his defense is overrated? A little bit.
Yes.
A little bit.
It's not defense. It's called fouling.
I can't lie. But, I mean –
And yes, he does get called for it.
I mean, he gets – but I respect it. That's what you kind of have to do. He's not – like, him fouling out of a game isn't going to alter a game. So, and he knows that. So, I mean –
So trash.
So, when he's out there, his presence is felt.
Tyler pissed me off, too.
His presence is felt when he's out there.
Tyler
and he always does have that really good clutch play at the end of every quarter. Or damn near at the end.
Tyler so he is actually off in game 2 as well. At one point, believe they were up, and he put in a lineup consisting of Rondo, Pat Beverly, Reggie Jackson, and Luke Kennard all out at the same time.
But I can't remember.
And then by the time that was over, the Clippers were losing the game. Why in the fuck, as an NBA head coach who's in the conference finals, would you put 4 point guards?
Yeah, I mean, you can't blame the guys in the conference finals.
He's 0-2 because he put 4 point guards in at one time.
And he's 0-1 against a team that's probably worse than the team they're playing.
Like, I mean, anybody who knows any lick about basketball knows you don't put 4 point guards in at one time. And I don't remember who the 5th guy was. I think it might have been Zubac, which is even worse.
Big Zoo!
Even worse. So now you got 4 point guards and 1 real center. Not a stretch center, a real center. A big guy who doesn't stretch the floor. I mean, that's like the worst lineup I've ever seen. What's going through his head? He's like, shit, we're winning. We're winning the game. But I like being down 0-2. I'm going to put 4 point guards in the game at one time and see if they can play defense.
To me, Paul George got to play 40 minutes. Paul George got to ask for Devin Booker. Enough with that. We had this talk before.
I mean, if you're the head coach of a team, you should also
don't care.
You should also know to say, hey, you're guarding him.
Paul George, it doesn't matter. Some coaches don't do that. Like, some coaches, like, Phil Jackson didn't want Kobe to guard Allen Iverson because he would think, like, Kobe would just try to just stop him. Like, the goal was to, like.
But that's different. They were winning.
But I'm saying.
The Clippers are not winning.
But I'm saying, Paul George got to demand the ball. And he's got to demand that
he shot away from the ball a few times.
I don't care.
In that fourth quarter. Or in that late third quarter.
He should have shot like 7 times. Or 10 times. 10. Because, I mean.
If you're in a 1 point game the whole fourth quarter.
You got to take over.
You have to take over.
Trae Young.
Tired, though.
Trae Young, even though they do play as a team, he shot damn near every shot in the fourth quarter.
I'm so happy for Atlanta.
So, I mean.
So happy for them.
I don't know if
they can keep it up.
They actually play the right way.
I just hope Atlanta's not a Miami Heat team of next.
I mean, probably. Everybody's going to be healthy next year. But that's another discussion for me.
That is another discussion.
Yeah. But Paul George got to ask for Devin Booker.
No, he doesn't have to ask. He needs to say.
He has to demand for Devin Booker.
Yeah.
I don't care what the coach says.
I think it's on both of them.
It's not. It's on Paul George. This is about your pride. This is actually about people saying when this series is over that you're probably not a top 20 player. There's people that will say that after the series is over. Just because they do kind of hate Paul George and he doesn't necessarily play the best during these times. And if you're not shooting well, you better guard Devin Booker.
Or just
you missed two free throws, you better guard Devin Booker.
Dude, that last
he has
play,
to.
You gotta get into the last play.
It's all about the coach. It's all about Paul George saying, I want Devin Booker from start to finish.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. No matter what the coach says, you can basically say, fuck you to Tyler.
What I saw in the first half is when they screened, he went at Devin Booker and actually did a good job on defense. What I saw in the second half was he was tired. Offense and defensive wise, he looked tired. So maybe he couldn't. It would have just been worse.
But I mean, it's tough because he kind of has to do it all offensively for them. But at that point, Devin.
No, I agree. He should.
He has to demand, even Giannis, he has to demand to guard Kevin Durant.
I'm so happy, bro.
He said, "I'm going to."
Probably because I'm up money, but I just.
He's talking about I'm gonna guard him in Game 7 or whatever.
He
doesn't guard him. I'm talking about Giannis and Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
These guys don't guard the opposing team's best player anymore. That's why I kind of understand when these older dudes be talking like, oh, they're soft now. I kind of understand that.
I get it. I also just think it's a new type of basketball.
No, it's a new type of players.
I hate it.
Because say what you want about LeBron. If somebody's hot and it's the fourth quarter, LeBron will try and stick him.
He will.
So
I don't know about next year, but
I'm talking like last year in the bubble. He did stick Jamal Murray.
He did.
He stuck Harden.
Indeed.
He stuck
Pause.
He stuck Harden. The first round, he didn't guard Dame. Because that would have been.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a matchup there.
Yeah, but he does try to guard the best player if they're hot. Kawhi Leonard guards the best player if they get hot.
Yeah, I think the Clippers would be up 2-0 easily with Kawhi Leonard, a healthy Kawhi Leonard.
Oh, without Chris Paul? I mean, probably.
And the series would have been really good because if they went up 2-0, and Chris Paul. Actually, if it was 1-1,
no, it would have been 1-1. I think they would have got
this Western Conference. This Western Conference Finals was supposed to be like.
It was a good one. I thought it was going to go 7 pre people getting hurt.
6 or 7.
Like if nobody was hurt, it would have been 6 or 7.
Oh man, it fucking sucks. It really does. This was like one of my most anticipated series the whole playoff.
But Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton.
Big respect to DeAndre.
Should he have been drafted over Luka and Trey? No. But he's not making Phoenix look bad.
Not at all. I mean, they're further ahead of Dallas, and I mean they're in the same spot as Atlanta.
Yeah. So
no.
I mean, he's not making them.
Now.
Huh?
Nothing.
What?
I'm closer to the camera now. I looked up and I was like, oh, deep.
He's not making Phoenix look bad by picking him. So.
No, I mean, he's great. He's turning into one of the better centers in the league.
I think he's top 5 right now.
I mean, I could put him at 3.
Over who? He's not better than Bam.
I think he is better
as a player. He's not better. He's not more skilled than Bam. And
I think Bam, I would say he's a power forward.
And Bam's been to the finals. So.
I like this DeAndre Ayton guy.
DeAndre Ayton's probably a better scorer, and that's it. He doesn't really do anything else better than Bam.
So 4.
You can make the case. Now, do you throw Cat in there? Because he's 26-12, but his team just sucks.
He never wins.
So I mean, that's tough too.
He could be 5. I think he's a bit overrated. Players could put up great stats, but
I mean, nobody talks about.
I mean, he made the playoff. He made the playoff once.
Yeah.
And he's been around for what, 5-6 years.
Same year as Devin Booker.
So I don't know.
Same year as Devin Booker. And speaking of Devin Booker, there's been talks that Devin Booker is not the next, but he's the modern.
They pretty much are saying the next.
He's the modern day Kobe Bryant.
I have to disagree. They are saying that because he's a guard with post game, pretty much.
And mid-range. And
I think it's disrespectful to one of the greatest of all time to say that there's a guy who is the modern day version of him and he's like the next Mamba. I also think it's disrespectful.
I think that's something to like offensively play styles. They kind of do play the same.
I also think it's
offensively.
disrespectful to Devin Booker. I don't think that I think he's got to do something great this year. And if I was him, I'd want it to be like, yeah, that's Devin Booker. You know what I'm saying?
They should all feel like that. But like, I mean,
I have to disagree. I think the play styles are similar.
that's what I think
but
they're talking
it's
about.
not, bro. They're trying to compare him to Kobe. Like you don't compare people to Kobe.
That's something that will blow your mind though.
What's up?
Do you think Devin Booker will get better as his career goes on?
I mean, he already has been getting better. I don't know if he.
All right, and then
I'm
saying offensively, yes, he is like the modern day Kobe right now. Him or Kawhi.
Defense, he is.
But I said offensive. I want to make that perfectly clear.
You think he peaked on offense already?
He's been consistent throughout his career.
If this is the best he's gonna get, that's still great.
He's low key's been consistent. His numbers been the same, but it's just highlighted because he's winning now.
Yeah.
So I mean, I have some Devin Booker from eight. I looked up Devin Booker and Kobe Bryant from ages 19 to 24, both of them. Devin Booker from 19, basically his career, as of right now, is 23, 3.7, and 4.6. Devin Booker is 19 when he came in at 19 to 24. Those are his stats right now. Kobe Bryant from ages 19 to 24, 23.5, 5.5, and 4.6. The numbers are identical.
So you think Devin Booker's gonna get better?
And because Kobe got better. This is only for them from 19 to 24. So numbers-wise, their numbers are like the same.
We'll see. I mean, I'm not.
And in play styles, because I mean, no shooting guard really posts up anymore. No shooting, like they're looking for the mid range. Devin Booker could hit the three, but he's not that's not his first option to shoot a three.
I think I might have to put the money on Mass Depot. Not gonna lie. Well, we'll see.
But their numbers are the same. And honestly, who's to say Kobe's career doesn't look like Devin Booker's for the first 6 years if Shaq's not there? You can't say that. It's an if, but I mean, you being thrown in to be the best player at 19 doesn't necessarily get you playoffs the first couple of years. So I mean,
I love Devin Booker. I just don't like the comparison.
I don't think they meant as an overall play. I mean, I think offensively, yes, he's the most similar. So
I guess. I mean, because he posts up like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, that was a huge part of Kobe's game. Was post up. I mean, for sure. They're both deadly in the mid range. They're kind of the same.
I think Kobe is more athletic.
I'm talking about offensively. I'm not really talking about deep because we know it's not close defensively and just everything. There's like greatness and everything else. But in terms of playing style, if I'm picking one person from today that would actually remind me of Kobe Bryant, is Devin Booker.
I guess I can see it. I just don't like bringing it up. I think it's just a waste of a conversation.
It is, but it's what makes it fun.
I guess. And now we have another conversation. There's another, fun conversation that just likes to piss me off. If you want to introduce that, what
Steve Kerr has Kevin Durant's name in his mouth more that he's in Brooklyn than he was in Golden State.
I know.
He talks about him like 5 times a year.
Like it's his job.
Like I don't know why or whatever it is, but he basically said, and verbatim, this is what he said. Steve Kerr said that Kevin Durant is the most arguably the most talented player. He said and then corrected himself. He said is the most talented player of all time. The interviewer goes on to say more talented or more gifted than Michael Jordan. He said, I think he's more gifted. I have an issue with that because people, when they talk about these things, they're only talking about from one side of the ball. You have to have a special type of gift to play defense at a high level. You actually have to like people only talk about when they talk about gifted. He didn't say scores. Remind me, he did not specifically say scores.
Yeah,
he said
gifted.
Player. He said more gifted.
I mean, I love KD. He's a great player. I mean, Steve Kerr just said he's the best player of all time.
If he would have said offensively, I'm shutting up because maybe he is. But
Steve Kerr just said Kevin Durant's the best player of all time.
Basically. And in defense, I mean, Michael Jordan's way better than Kevin Durant on defense, but Kevin Durant's now way better than Michael Jordan on offense. Because all those skills,
Jordan has athleticism.
all those skills aside, Jordan still averages more points per game over his career without the threes, basically.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I love KD. He is definitely probably the best scorer of all time in my mind. I think he's the most gifted offensive player of all time. Yeah, I think so.
No, yeah, me too. But he said player.
But you could argue that KD even isn't the best, the most gifted offensive. So
that guy right across, guy on his team, Kyrie Irving, he does everything well.
I don't know. I don't like how Steve Kerr keeps saying.
He always talks about KD. It's
he slipped up about KD in the beginning of the year. He said something. I forget what he said.
He basically was like, it was some Instagram post, and he was basically like, even though we were winning, we weren't happy or something like that. And that's when Kevin Durant was like, you N-words was happy in this picture, and it was a picture of them at the championship parade.
And now I think Steve Kerr just wants to make it up, even though KD doesn't want to hear nothing.
He just went off on Scottie Pippen today.
Yeah, it was funny.
It's true. But KD is not more gifted than Jordan because.
Kevin Durant got mad that Scottie Pippen said that LeBron's better than him. Still.
No, that's not what Scottie Pippen said. Pippen said Kevin Durant didn't know how to play in a team game like the last 4 games of the series. He basically was saying like he didn't know how to. He was selfish, basically, in essence. That's what he was saying.
Selfish for what?
In essence, that was what he was saying. So Kevin Durant was like, "This is the same person that sat out because he didn't get the game when he played Joe for him."
Yeah, I saw that.
So I mean,
did rehab during the season instead of summer.
Yeah.
KD, I could see it still on his mind that LeBron should be very pissed. It's like some Rodgers Brady.
But
shit.
as an athlete, he should feel that way.
Of course.
He should feel that way. I don't really care.
I mean,
some guys are real comfortable just being Kevin Durant.
It's not a good look for KD right now, though, losing that series.
Not really. It's not.
It's still like
it's not.
He had to be on Golden State to win.
Nah, because they're just gonna win it next year. But I mean,
viral picture of Booker going around right now.
Why? What's wrong with that?
Yeah, in the mask.
Oh, I was about to say he better not be hurt.
Come on, load, bro. I'm
trying to show the camera. Like, it's so sad. Every time I see Bleacher Report, I'm looking for injury.
Right? Yeah. Injuries. LeBron hates it. LeBron's saying that they rushed into the season. I don't know why Bleacher Report's not working.
I mean, they kind of did, but like.
I don't believe that's why.
I don't believe it's why.
KD's at the Liberty game tonight.
Because, LeBron got hurt from stepping on somebody's ankle. Kyrie Irving got hurt by stepping on somebody's ankle.
Yeah, shit. That's how I got hurt.
So, no, you got hurt because I hit you with the wop.
It's not true. I don't know if the camera. Damn it. Hold on.
You can't see it, man. Joe, sit your ass down, man. You tell your meniscus, man.
Let's see if they can see it. They can't see the mask. It just looks like a deep book. He's about to drop 50. 50.
The Clippers, just hold on. You're going home. Going home.
We will see. Big game tonight.
Big game. I'm calling. I'll throw a little.
Yeah, you want to do a little prop?
I'll throw a little prediction in there. We'll do some props. We'll do a betting segment.
We'll do a quick betting segment.
Devin Booker over under 28.
27 points he scores tonight. He ain't actually having 50. 27. Under.
Chris Paul. Over under 15.
Under. Probably had about 13. Because they're probably going to rest him a little bit. First game back.
Kawhi over under.
Kawhi ain't playing.
Paul George over under 26.
I'd like to let it be clear I would never bet on Paul George over under.
Because he a bitch.
Just if I had to say for the segment, it's 50-50. I'm going to give him over. Hopefully he makes it a game tonight. I want him to have 30.
Pat Bev over under an MVP.
I don't give a fuck.
Joke, guys. I know you can't bet on over under MVP.
I don't give a fuck about Pat Bev.
Pat Bev over under Joe will get pissed today watching him play.
Over.
Over how many times will Joe
12.
get pissed?
Over. Bro, Pat Bev over under 8 flagrant fouls today.
Under. I'll take the under. But that's plus.
Pat Bev over under 1 flagrant. Pat Bev over under 1 tech. It's just he's trash. Anyway,
I have a good one. Chris Paul, Pat Bev, do they get into it today?
I think that's what people are expecting. Chris Paul and Rondo are on the floor again too.
Yeah, over under they get into it, bro.
I don't know what the fuck's happening. I'm rooting for Phoenix now. Fuck it.
Phoenix! I told you when they beat the Lakers, they were going to the finals.
Well, I mean, Kawhi got hurt. What are you gonna say? But that is gonna
Still
do
would
it.
have won.
That is gonna do it for episode 15. Felt good to be back. It's been how long? How long is it?
A week.
A week.
Roughly
Really?
a week.
Damn.
Roughly a week.
So we're gonna get going again. We're gonna start updating on our social media more.
Yeah.
We had I had a pretty tough couple of days.
Man,
And it might just get worse.
Mhm.
So, but I'm gonna be here, and we're just gonna keep it moving, keep it rolling.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Final prediction really fast.
Yeah.
Predict the score.
Let me think.
105-98 Phoenix.
112.
99.
112. No, 112. 104. Phoenix is gonna win.
All right, so we both see 3-0.
112. 104.
Phoenix. All right, so we'll see how that stands. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Back with episode 16. Adios, papa.